If young people keep avoiding politics, then we lose every right to complain about bad leadership. Welcome to Durotimi, your real conversations about Africa, leadership, and life. Fixing Africa one idea at a time. Now, today's topic is very special because we're going to highlight why young people should join politics. For so many years, I've seen people complain online, and let me give you as Nigeria, for example. Nigeria is a country with over 100, 300, 250 million people. Maybe we're already 300 million. I'm not very sure, but I'm sure we are reaching that threshold already. But interestingly, you find out that a lot of young people are not interested in politics. But there's one thing they're very interested in: complaining on social media, complain from morning to night, complain about Tinubu, complain about the past, the present, the future, complain about everybody. But guess what? When it's time to be actively involved in politics, you will never see them. In fact, they will tell you, oh, what's the point voting when the winner is already decided? All those things are just mind games. If your votes don't count, then politicians will not spend billions in campaign. These guys spend a lot of money when it comes to votes, and they know your vote count. That is why they play that mind game, trying to discourage you from voting. They play that mind game, making you feel like you don't have power. But the truth of the matter is, we are the people, we have power. For example, in South Africa, I see people protesting and all that because most South Africans know their rights. I mean, compared to Nigeria, most South Africans know their right and they exercise it, and the government knows this. And that's why the government cannot do anyhow to them. But today's topic: young people, take politics serious. This is about our life, this is about our future, and all that. So we need to take politics serious. Now, why do we need to take politics serious? Young people, why do we need to take politics serious? Number one, politics affects everyone. This is a very vital point. It doesn't matter whether you are employed or you're not employed, you're a man, you're a woman, you're young, you're old. So long you're a human being, the politics, the government, the government structures, the government laws, and all those things, they affect you as a young person. Not just a young person, they affect everyone. So I mean, if political decisions affect you, don't you think it's important that you are a part of it? Politics is so interesting that you cannot avoid it. If the government comes out today and say everybody you must do something, you have no choice, you will do it. If the government comes with a new law and say, okay, from now on this is a new way of doing things, what are you going to do? You accept it. During COVID, the government of every country in the world said nobody must go out, there must be a lockdown, what. It happened. Everybody stayed indoors. Nobody dared to move out because why? Government, there's a particular musician in Nigeria. He keeps saying something that makes me laugh. He says, after God, now government. And I agree with the guy. If you believe in God, after God, the next thing is government. Government is so powerful that even God says we should pray for them. In the Bible is there, say pray for your leaders. So politics affect everyone. You cannot afford to ignore politics. No matter how they try to paint it to you, no matter how they try to paint how difficult it is and all that, you cannot ignore it. Hence, when it's time for political decisions, when it's time to vote, when it's time to appoint leaders, when it's time to be active in your community, don't ignore it because it affects you directly. Number two, good people must participate. Good people must participate. Now, there's this particular slogan. People say, oh, politics is dirty. No, but it's dirty because there are dirty people inside. When the good people come into politics, politics become better. Politics stop becoming dirty when they clean people in mass come into politics, because as it is right now, it's been hijacked by people who want ego, who want power, people who are so insecure. Most of our leaders are insecure people. I was watching Miles Monroe yesterday, and I almost started crying because I just got to know that most of the people who call political leaders, they are not leaders. They are people who just want power, and they are people who are full of insecurity, and the only way they can make up for their insecurity is power. So for example, some of these people, if you don't call their name properly at functions, they will be very angry with you and they can even deal with you. So politics is not dirty because politics itself is supposed to be dirty, but it's because there are dirty people in it. And how do we sanitize politics? By bringing in the good people. Who are the good people? People who have the people in mind as they come into power. So politics is very it's something that you as a young person you must participate. Don't say you are too young. Once you are 18 and of the age to vote, definitely you can go into politics. Number three, young people bring new ideas. I particularly like this point because when you look at Africa, most of the people in Africa are people between the ages of 18 and 35 or 45 thereabout. Under 50, under 45, under 40. Most of Africans are below that age. So definitely young people will bring in new ideas. One of the reasons why we are frustrated right now is because, like, look at Nigeria for example. Most of our past leaders, most of our leaders still operate like we're in 1960 or we're in 19. A lot of them are not even in tune. They're not even in tune with the current world. They're not even in tune with AI. They're not even in tune with so many things. Maybe they know these things, but just on a basic level. But young people will bring in fresh ideas that will work for this time. Why? Because Africa has a young population. Africa has new technology. Young people have fresh perspectives and the energy. The energy is sometimes when I listen to our president speak, you can literally talk. There's no energy, there's no vibe, there's no hope, there's no nothing. Like somebody is just speaking because which is very sad. We need young people who can communicate to people with fresh energy. So definitely young people bring in new ideas, and we have to come in bring in new ideas that will work for this generation. I think with this 3 point I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you. But I think young people should go into politics. We really really have to go into politics. That is the only way we can go. We can get a better Africa. When I say young, it's not just by age, but also young at heart. You can be 60, you can be 70, and you can still participate in politics so long you also follow the current trend. You know what is happening in the current world and you follow it. You're not just somebody who still believe in the old, like the 1960s or 70s or the 80s strategy or 90s. So please don't just vote, get involved, join a political party, ask questions, join community based program. Don't just sit on your phone from morning to night checking who is funny, checking you can entertain yourself, but you need to be actively involved in what is going on in the society, in what is going on in the country, in what is going on in Africa. You need to be very very I used to believe that, for example, I used to believe Africa might not get better in our time, but now I'm beginning to see it. And I believe there are like minds, people like me, who also believe that in our own time we can make a big difference. So you don't just scroll your phone from morning to night. Don't just be in school. You need to be involved in the politics, because politics affect everybody. So after this video, what do you want to do? Are you going to join a political party? Are you going to get your voters card? Are you going to what are you going to do after this video? Or what do you think? Should young people ignore politics, or should young people be very active in politics? Share this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also comment. Let me hear your own thought. What do you think about politics for young people in Africa? Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you on the next video. Remember, you are not too young to do politics. Be active today. Thank you very much.